Hi, welcome back. On this video here, we are going to be looking at another type of loop called the for loop. This is a very popular loop since everything is in one line, all right? So I'm going to explain a little bit more about loops on this video, and I'm going to give you a better picture. So if for some reason you did not understand the last video, you're going to understand this one. I can guarantee you that. All right? And if you do have any problems, you can contact me anytime. So let's go ahead and open our code editor. And let's do a save as like we always do on that blank.php. Let's call this for loop. Save. Then we are going to create some PHP tags here. All right. Bring it down. Now I'm going to be a little more specific about loops on this one here because I want you to understand. I just gave you a little brief introduction about loops. And the truth is that while loops and for loops do the same thing, they don't do anything different. All right, we just write them differently. Now there are times when you want to use a while loop instead of a for loop, but that is just preference. All right, you can do the same thing with both. Now why having both? Well, the for loop is actually a lot easier to write, and I'll show you right now the syntax. So we know with the while loop we needed to create a initializer on top, and that is called the index, right? The initializer. So with a for loop is very simple. We put a keyword called for parentheses, just like all the loops and the if statement. Very similar. So, but the way we write the for loop is very simple. We create the variable inside the loop. Right? So we, instead of outside like the while loop, we create a variable right here. So we say, for example, counter equals to 0 semicolon, because what we're saying is we finish this command, go to the next command. All right, if you have any. If you don't, keep going. So we have the initializer here, the index of the loop. All right, the next thing we had on the while loop, what was it? Do you remember? Because this is what's up here before in the while loop. Now it's here, and then after that we had the little parentheses, right? So what we do is we test a condition here. So we say while counter, we'll write the variable again, is less than whatever condition. It could be less than or equal than an array inside of an array or whatever, or if it's equal than any rows on your database or tables or whatever. I mean, it doesn't have to be a number. All right. Now the next step. So we have three parts here. We have the index where we start the loop. Always we start the loop somewhere. Then we test it for a condition right in the middle, and then at the end we increment it. These are the three steps that we need to make in every loop. So we grab the counter. We use the shorthand version there, and we increment it. All right. Very simple. And now here we do the same thing. And I'm just gonna actually echo out the counter. You see how easy this is, all in one line. A lot better than writing the while loop, right? Let's go ahead and see how this looks on the browser. Perfect. You see that? Same thing as the while loop. Now what I want to create is I'm going to concatenate this here. By putting a dot here, that means I'm going to smash something together with this variable, right? What I want to do is I want to smash it with a BR tag. Actually, not smash it. I want to create a BR tag to separate every time my loop goes around and prints this out. So the first time it went around and print out 0. Then it created a BR tag right immediately after created 0 right here. And if we do inspect element, the BR should be there. See that? So it created a BR tag immediately. This is an HTML tag, right? And then it went around again and print out 2 and then created another BR tag. That's all it's doing, right? You see how this starts from the top. And in programming, a lot of people use this, miss this concept. the computers will never do anything unless we tell it to. We need to tell the computer exactly what we want done in order for that specific function to happen exactly like that. If we miss a semicolon or we do some kind of mistake, the program will not work. It will not allow us to work. It will not allow the program. One mistake will destroy the whole function, right? So if we don't control this the right way, our programs will not work. What I'm trying to tell you here is that everything depends on you when you're writing a program. It doesn't matter what type of language you are using, what programming language you are using, as long as you know what you're doing. So my goal here with this course is to teach you the fundamentals of PHP and show you a couple of tricks that I learned along the way so that way you can be better prepared. But anyways, that's a different topic. Hopefully on this video here you were able to learn something valuable. And so let's go ahead and let me show you. I think I'm gonna have to show you the last loop that I want to show you so you can be prepared with loops before we go into the practice application on the next video. All right, so take care and I'll see you in the next one.